Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. I really do believe there's a heaven somewhere. Up above my head, I hear singing in the air. Up above my head, I hear singing in the air. Up above my head.
Thank you to Benicia, thank you for your vote, and thank you for coming tonight to celebrate, and thanks for all the people who are watching. This campaign was successful because of the multitude of people whose names I can't possibly begin to recite, and the energy and the creativity and the intelligence and the dedication and the passion to the campaign was so satisfying and so amazing. For a few words about my mayoralty. I have heard that some people in the community think that, and are worried that I am a zealot, tree-hugging environmentalist, about ready to charge off and move different directions. I am zealous. I'm zealous about open government and public participation and clean government. And I'm also zealous about quality of life in Benicia for our children and for our children's children. Our city has adopted policies that are based on these principles of open and clean government and the ethics of our conduct, as well as the sustainable development. These are a cornerstone to what we are about and where we need to devote our energies. My goal is to move forward together to further realize these goals. And I think that I have a vision of Benicia being the green gateway to Solano County, and I hope that all of you work with me to help that be realized. We have the brain power, we have the business acumen and smarts in this town to actually carry that off, but we do need to work together to make that happen. So I'm asking you to join us so that we can be exactly the gateway into Solano County and manage to have our community be the very special place that it is. There is one fact that nobody can dispute as we go through this, and that is our staff. We have a first-rate professional staff, and without them, we would not be able to achieve the things that we need to achieve. They do a great job day in and day out. We, the council, have a responsibility to make sure they have the tools that they need, and we also have our work cut out for us. And as Councilmember Archimedes said, it's part of it is listening, and that is probably the biggest challenge that we have as a council. I am sure that many of you sitting out there will remind me on a regular basis to listen, and I welcome that, and I invite it. I look forward to the next several years, and I look forward to being in the best city and working for Venetians. Thank you.
I rode my bike from the state recreation area here, so here I am. And besides which, this is about you and your state parks. And this rally is about you and your state parks. And I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you, but you're going to make it happen. We're not going to close the state parks. We're going to figure out a way to keep them open. To me, there is no option but to keep the state parks open. We're spending a lot of energy on sort of the immediate difficulties that we have with the budget and the shortage in revenues. But we mustn't lose sight of what we need to do, which is the investment in the future. Described some of the needs for investment in the industrial park with the infrastructure, the high-speed broadband and the roads and the drainage, and making sure we have good curb appeal and making sure that we have new jobs growing in the industrial park. That takes a strategic plan, and we are working on that. Investment in our commercial centers, concentration on downtown for what it offers, and our other commercial areas. That's really important. Investment in a performance center. I have many people tell me that's pretty far dreaming kind of idea. But of course, any good idea has to start someplace, and it's a good idea, and Benicia deserves to have a performing arts center. Small performing arts that meets the needs of the community and the region for performances both with our local talent, and this city is a special place that has an enormous amount of talent, both on the stage and with music performance, as well as poetry and writers, and then also a performance center that could be modeled after the Dean Lesher Center that provides for retail space and exhibit in the gallery with art and fine art and so forth. I am dedicated to getting the ball rolling with that effort, and I have said so. I announced that in 2007, and I will continue to work with the community on laying the groundwork for what clearly will be a long time in developing and getting that performing center. I look forward to having a hand in that both as mayor and as a resident in the future. The investment in our schools. People feel that we do quite a bit for the schools, and it's true, we do. We actually spend city money on a number of aspects about the schools, but it's not enough. And it's not enough because we have to have fine education, excellent education in the city in order to attract the workforce that we have, which is part of our economic engine that we have in the city.
Hello, I'm Andrew Urban, and I'm a supporter of Elizabeth Patterson and her effort to be re-elected for a second term as the Mayor of Benicia, California. Last Thursday, on September 15, 2011, I was incensed to learn that there was a disappearance of Elizabeth Patterson. Some sick person had taken the likeness from one of our large campaign signs that was placed near Valero on East 2nd Street. Any right-thinking person would find such a disappearance a very disturbing development in this campaign. And I believe I'm speaking on behalf of the majority of Benicia citizens who would like to see Elizabeth Patterson returned. I challenge anyone knowing the whereabouts or discovering the missing image of Elizabeth Patterson to report this immediately. Indeed, I understand there may be a modest reward for the safe return of the image. I implore you, voters of Benicia, in order to maintain the spirit, the culture, and the special quality of life that we enjoy here in Benicia, help us by correcting this disappearance and return Elizabeth Patterson for a second term as mayor on November the 8th, 2011.
I'm Elizabeth Patterson. I'm running for Benicia. The economy, the quality of life, our best days ahead.
We're 10 minutes behind. Hey, why am I here? Someone else wants to hear this discussion. The dog's eating my purse.
Where's Nina?
What are you going to say about the quality of life?
I have 57 things to say about that. Starting number one.
Where's Nina?
Is it warm in here?
It must be a little warm in here.
Can't do that. I'm almost 70.
Where's Tony? Has anyone seen Roger?
Yeah, he's in the
Do you
job.
have to wear green to a green screen filming? Does anyone need anything?
One issue and fire a greenie.
Bob live. Oh, crap, $5.
The one who shall not be named. Well, I called them and they haven't called me back.
Well, I've seen it both ways. How many more houses today?
We're going to every house in this precinct and maybe clean up another precinct too.
How high are the hills?
Does anyone need anything?
I can't be there right at 1.
Today's forum will have the candidates limited to an opening statement of 3½ seconds. If you want to commit political suicide, you could do that.
Did anyone ask Greg about the booth?
I can't give you a total because I don't have the latest receipts yet.
I can call the county.
Did Kimball give us the numbers yet?
Anybody got any wine?
Because of you, I noticed things about makers, and because I have been really interested in economic development and sort of the soft path to sustainable economy rather than crashing and burning when one economic thing is over, such as fossil fuel, and how do you make that transition? So I've been really interested in that. Importance of providing this facility for our veterans is not just because Benicia has this long and proud history. It was pointed out to me by Belinda Smith today that I should remind all of you that our main street is called Military. We have Military East and we have Military West. And it began back in 1847 before statehood. Is with this relationship that we've had with the military. And now we still have an active National Guard, just recently returned from being deployed to Iraq. It's one of the reasons that we're so proud is of this facility, and what it means to us is not just because of what it means to Benicia, but I'd like to quote what George Washington said. He said, "The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their nation." This is our way of saying thank you for all you have done, all of you veterans, and may God bless you. Thank you. It's engaging and inspiring, and the backlighting also made me think about how it will light up our lives.
Wind, water, land. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth
Elizabeth Patterson, Mayor of the City of Benicia, and I'm happy to be here at a city-funded permaculture project. I've been watching the videos, so I've learned about the interaction and the multiple objectives that are involved in a program like this, which is rainwater capture, which is also gray water diversion to fruit trees and other trees, and then being able to take a small area and have it produce a quantity of food. I keep learning all of this from the people here who are experts, and also amazed at the energy that many people bring to these projects. And so there's some labor going on. There are thoughts and questions and design solutions for the permacultural concept in this backyard. So while some of us can't, because perhaps we have old trees that we don't want to take out, many of us can spread the word for those who can. And so I intend to be an ambassador for permaculture. That the EIR is woefully inadequate, fails miserably in informing the public, and does not address crucial issues. That is a detriment to our economy and our economic well-being, because it will either drive businesses away or and also prevent new businesses from coming in because of the nature of being an oil terminal. And then I also indicated I would vote against it based on these land use issues that are really. For all those reasons, I have been prepared and have stated so that A, I couldn't certify the flawed EIR, and then B, I would vote against the project. Okay, the motion is to adopt a resolution of the City Council of the City of Benicia denying the use permit for the Valero Crude by Rail project at 3400 East 2nd Street, and with findings to be prepared by staff and returned for action on October 4th.
Yes.
Hughes?
Yes.
Schwartzman?
Yes.
Strawbridge?
Yes.
And Mayor Patterson?
With findings to be determined on October 4th. Yes. Now we are adjourned.
Renewed in humanity. Thank you guys. Oh my God. Fantastic. All your hard work.
And I'll be happy to second them both.
All right, call the roll, please.
Council members Campbell,
Yes.
Schwartzman,
Yes.
Strawbridge,
Yes.
and Mayor Patterson.
Yes, job well done. I want to thank all of you before we adjourn. I want to thank all of you. You have been great, and thank you for your civility, your information, and your support. I want to remind you some of the really great things that we have been achieving. We're part of Marin Clean Energy, which means that we have a choice of 50 or 100% alternative energy. That is awesome. For a little town like us to be on the map for that, we came in 4th out of 22 cities in the entire state of California on the Cool California campaign, and we will get some of that money. We have a waterfront that has been protected in order for us to restore the wetlands, to deal with sea level rise and storm surge. What other communities can you think of in this county that have done these things? These are really amazing and progressive things. So the community should be really proud of what we've done. But what I'm most proud about, because I actually think, even though we've kind of been focused on crude by rail, I actually think the most compelling issue we have for the entire community is water reliability. We are contract water people. That means that that contract does not have to be met. And that's exactly what happened to us 2 years ago. We got 0 allocation from the State Water Project, and we are 85% dependent on the State Water Project. So what did you do? You guys had the highest savings of water conservation in the Bay Area for We're going to start the gray water program. The city, I was able to get the city council and everything, so I think we're going to have a resolution to be able to do that. We have community gardens that are showing how to do these things. We are going to learn to be self-sufficient for water. That's the exciting thing for our future. So while we're sort of, sometimes lose energy in thinking about the crude by rail and all the fantastic work, very technical stuff. It's hard to keep up with and all of that. Let's keep our eye on the ball, and that is diversification, being water independent, and saving our open space and keeping our small town and our historic culture. And at the end, it is the art economic activity that is going to make a difference in Benicia. So I think this all comes together. It's kind of cool when we think about all the issues we've been dealing with. Support for our climate action plan. We were the first one in Solano County. We have achieved our 2020 goals. We have a lot of aggressive things that we are doing to be free from fossil fuel. And so I always say in our community that we want to pivot away from our dependence on the fossil fuel into clean tech industries, of which we have many, and to grow that population for the millennials. It's challenging, but that's really what we're trying to do. Rather than despair about what could happen to the refinery if it left town, we're trying to say that we're going to transition to what is needed to reduce greenhouse gases. Come here. You want to be here and to ride transit or carpool or however else you want to get around. So it's important to me to, again, join with Supervisor Spearing in thanking the taxpayers. It's always a hard sell. What do the taxpayers get for the money? And this is a particularly good example of showing what the taxpayers get for their money.
If you're feeling all alone, maybe lost or just confused, put your hand up.
If you're dealing with a broken heart and you're not sure what to do, put your hand up.
If you've lost someone you care about somewhere along the road, put your hand up.
So you know you're not alone, put your hand up.
Go on and put your hand up.
No matter the road, no matter how hard, put your hands up, put your hands up. Don't ever let go, you're never too far to put your hands up, to put your hands up. What you waiting, what you waiting, so what you waiting for, wherever you are, put your hands up. Oh, 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 put your hands up. Oh, oh, oh. If you feel you're in a corner and your back's against the wall, put your hand up.
And if you've fallen on the harder times, you've got no one to call, put your hand up. And you're on the verge of giving up, and you're all but out of hope, put your hand up, so you know you're not alone, put your hand up.
Go on and put your hand up.
The Benicia City Council regular meeting is called to order. Could we have a roll call, please, Ms. Wolf? Can we have a roll call, please? Have a roll call first, Ms. Wolf?
And Mayor Patterson.
Here.
Mayor Patterson.
Here.
And Mayor Patterson.
Here.
Mayor Patterson.
Here. Here.
And Mayor Patterson.
Here.
Mayor Patterson.
Here. Will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Could the Cub Scout Pack 108 lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? How about Miss Diamond leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance? All right, Mr. Gardner, we have a tradition of asking people to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? If we could have a Pledge of Allegiance by somebody that I usually don't ask. How about Stephanie? Mr. Oates, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Council Member Strawbridge, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Victor, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? And could I have Councilmember Marcuse lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Gail Vaughn, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the Pledge of Allegiance? I'm pleased to share that tonight as a children's group we're doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. The meeting is adjourned. We are adjourned. Seeing none and hearing none, without objection, we are adjourned. I want to wish everyone a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas, and have a safe and warm one. And we will see you in the new year. We are adjourned without objection. Without objection, we are adjourned.
So without objection, we are adjourned.
So, without objection and happy Thanksgiving, we are adjourned.
What you waiting for?
What you waiting for? Put your hands up.
Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my